Hello, welcome to Chess Poker. Chess Poker is my attempt at a poker and chess combination game. Uh, what we have here is um, essentially a series of chess positions. I loaded possibly about 10 million of them, which randomly come up as you navigate through the game. So uh, you can see here that the position we're looking at is from chess legend Ho Yifan, who's actually the current women's world chess champion. And there's um, probably about 100 of players, really high class elite players who have their positions loaded in here. And that's complete game positions. So I literally took their entire career, broke it down into positions, and loaded it into a database, which is feeding this app. Um, and I'll tell you a bit about the reasoning for that as we go along. But what this is doing is it's testing us. So while I've been talking, this has been going down. Um, this in terms of the time to make a move. So this is just a random position. Could have been any position. Could have been the opening position. Could have been the last move in the end game. Um, but it happens to be this position. I've got to think of something, uh, and it's a guess. It's a guess the move. So this is the chessboard as a card, if you like, that's been revealed, and we have to solve the puzzle, make the decision. If we can't, and the time's clicking down, you could actually fold. So you're like, ah, I can't do this. It's too hard. I just want out of the hand. So and then it kind of you kind of pay to see, because what's happened is when you get into the hand, as you'll see, um, there are big and small blinds, big and little blinds that are taken. Um, so that figure does jump up and down depending on whether you're winning any of these hands or losing them. So you can see here, this is the bishop f4. Well, we want to just reshuffle this deck and get into something else. So bishop f4 was the move that Ho Yifan played as white. So we can play it just to see that. Okay, that's a pretty wild move. I'm assuming that's correct. Yeah. Um, okay. Wow. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it kind of works. Sorry, I just like just checking. It works. Ho Yifan played it, so it works. Right. So what we then need to do now is we need to decide what we want to do. So while we've been talking, this is shuffling through the deck, trying to give us a new position. Something that I've mentioned is this is totally blockchained. So we've got an actual chess blockchain that runs. So every player has a blockchain address, and we've got a list of high rollers, and there you see the high rollers are there to be at the top. Hey, I've had a lot of time on this app, so I'm happen to be at the top, but there are other people on this app that have used it, and their names are effectively their blockchain address. So that's how we've sort of pulled blockchain into this. Obviously, that's the in thing right now, but it is actually for a reason. And so you can see when they last played, what their current chip position balance is, and the last card, if you like, the last board they played, the last card played, the hand, if you like. Topolov was the suit, and the color was white. And just it just adds a bit of fun to it, so you can see what other people are doing or not doing, as the case may be. Um, Right, so that's for the high rollers. So if we go back to the position, oh right, brand new, we've got a brand new position here to play. 122 seconds. What I'll try to do is set it for I think 180 seconds, so good 3 minutes. Um, there are other modes here where you could literally go into beast mode and be given 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever. So we're completely flexible on the amount of time. Um, so we've got this position now. This is a Caruana one. Um, honestly, I did not manufacture that. That's just by random choice. So Caruana, like what did Caruana play as black in this position? Do I want to go for this? Do I want to call? Do I want to play it? Or do I want to check, which just presents me with another card? Um, hmm, okay. What I tend to do, because I want to keep these chips obviously, is I tend to go for things that are sort of really obvious. And if there's any, or if I start getting low on time, then I just literally fold or check. Just check fold, raise. I could re-raise. Raise your game takes me to different mode. So we could have a look at that. But right now, um, there are an awful lot of options here. Okay, I'm gonna fold. So that's so if we just play the move as Queen D6, right? I don't know if I'd have found that. But hey ho, let's re-raise the stakes. So re-raising the stakes, I folded, but it allows me to carry on as if I'd found this position. So this is obviously where there's a bit of artistic license here, where um, I've decided to fold, but still can play another hand in the same position. Okay, so if you get your head around that, um, that's how the game is designed. It's really for training and so forth. So I can have another go at trying to find this position, or I could fold, or I could literally re-raise. So I don't actually. Okay, so if I'm struggling here, sort of re-raised. So it's told me that it's basically moved forward like a hat, two hands, one for black and one for white. Um, and then it's now asking me what I'm going to play as black, and I can keep doing that. The only thing is I'm going to be it's going to cost me. So if I keep re-raising, then eventually this is going to cost me in terms of time, in terms of when I eventually start playing, um, all of those big and little blinds that I'm paying, um, I've kind of run out of time in order to build up a pot. So it gets you, this is really, I think this is where the chess poker shows that there's a skill to this, because it's taking that kind of time management from chess and the now poker, because there is a time element now in poker, and also the risk management side of things, and being able to assess and make decisions on what your confidence is on going down a particular line, and this is the cost of that. So I realize this get very, very technical and stuff, but that's really the thinking behind this. And obviously there's a passion for this. So if you wanted to just do sort of check fold, I could just do that, or check raise, fold, check raise, fold, and do whatever I need to do. So if, for instance, in this position now, um, I could, well, we are ganging up on the d5 square. There's an attack here going on, so I have to sort of pay attention to that. I think rerouting that knight might be interesting. That was just a random move I made. Again, I've not manufactured this. I'm actually surprised that I managed to get that. Okay, so if we re-raise, You'll see now that my I won that hand, by the way, so therefore that's just gone up. Um, and again, this is real cash, crypto cash. So this is redeemable on the Chess Club Live social network. And that's what they said. So hopefully they'll stick by it. And what we do now is we can see that there's yet another position because I've raised the stakes and it's now gone and made the next move. So let's see. Okay, so I can actually quit this hand and I can do what we call raise your game. So we've seen reshuffle deck, I think, and we've seen re-raise, we've seen fold. Check essentially just reboots the game and gives us a new um, position, a new board. So that's check. Obviously, it's that another. Let's see another card. Check, check, check. Everyone's checking around the board, around the poker table, and then we get to see another card. So let's see. We've seen pre-flop, and then going to see river and so forth. So that was where I was going with this. Raise Your Game was an attempt to actually make this more exciting. Raise Your Game sends it into kind of a beast mode where um, you have the option to go into beast mode. But before you go into beast mode, it just sort of gives you like a rundown of how you're doing. Obviously, we've got background graphics, but you can actually see this. This is rook endings, knight endings, minor endings, major piece endings, and so forth. And it gives you an estimated elo. Like you'd be thinking, like, how did this come about? Well, it literally is by the positions you've got. So one of the things I did when I created this database was I kind of categorized and graded each position. So I wrote some code which went through every single position and actually just um, said, okay, this is an ending, this is a queen ending, rook ending, pawn ending, or whatever, and oh, this is a bad bishop kind of position or a good bishop position, so forth and so on. Now the list is here actually. So these are the things that have been tested, as in you have met these positions since you started playing, and these are the things that haven't been sort of tested. Um, so what's happening right now is um, right. So there's a combination of things that have been tested and not tested. This is a full list, whereas this is showing you all of the things that have been tested. So that list is just the bigger, more comprehensive list. So there's all sorts of other things down here. So you can send a link to Facebook to invite your friends and things like that, and so forth. So um, that's how the game's working. So I think this is rather interesting because it sort of sends a different message to the game that there are areas of our game we can work on and things like this, and and even like an elite player might be able to play this game and start and get an insight into what they're really good at or what they need to improve on. Obviously, the level will be a lot different from mine, I'd say. Um, so um, anyway, just to get back to this, right? Okay, so um, just have to find a move. Yeah, again, just random choice here, but I think it's opening theory. It's like um, not too bad actually. Uh, is this a Tosh or something? I don't know. I'm not that hot on opening theory. I should be, but I kind of am. I loaded all these positions in, by the way, but um, I can't. I just see I can't remember what the responses are to every single one of them. It was done by the code. So now we're reshuffling the game. We could have just re-raised and played on in that hand. Um, so when you get a right uh, answer to a hand, as in you win the hand, um, so you give a good response, and you still have the opportunity to still play that hand on and re-raise. So this is a difference with poker. In poker, it's 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 a multiple user experience, whereas this is a single user experience, but with a multiple user output. So everybody's output is going to that high roller um, leaderboard. So and we're all statistically playing the same population of hands. So if we're say all playing the same population of hands, then the chip leader is effectively the chip who would be the chip leader had we all been sat around the table playing the same bunch of hands. That's the theory of it. Whether it works out that way, we remain to see whether this actually improves anyone's chess.